Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And today's Ask Me Anything session is going to be an incredible session because we are going to talk about AWS Community Builder program over here. I started my journey as a AWS Community Builder program 3 years back, where I started as a AWS Community Builder. Then I transitioned to AWS user groups. Then I became an AWS hero. So whatever the platforms that you see me visible on, that is like, I would say, be it blogging, be it YouTubing, or be it giving talks or sharing contents. So all these stuffs I have actually learned as part of AWS Community Builder program. So there's a lot of learning in this program. That is the reason I am here to come online with few more folks who are having experience as AWS Community Builder, who can guide you that why you should join this program, and if you're joining this program, what should be the kind of contributions you should be submitting for your AWS Community Builder application, which is live now and available till 20th of July 2025. Before that, before asking the questions, that is with all the audience, what I would say is, let me just go ahead and first give you a background about what exactly is the Community Builder program. I hope my voice, yeah, my voice is audible. Testing done. So let me go ahead and hey, hi Deepak, how are you doing today? So let me just go ahead and share my screen. So guys, now let's talk about what is AWS Community Builder program. So AWS Community Builder program, in this, first let's understand what I will be discussing. I would be discussing, giving you an introduction about what this program is, what are the key benefits of the program, the eligibility criteria and the application process, the responsibilities that once you join as a community builder, you should actually remember of, and why you should join it. So let's start with the introduction. Just give me a minute. So let's understand what is AWS Community Builder program. So it is a global initiative by AWS to empower passionate individuals in cloud computing. So it, as part of this program, it empowers the individuals to share knowledge, build communities, and drive innovation using AWS Cloud. So this program is specifically aimed towards developers and professionals who are enthusiastic about AWS cloud computing. So what's next? Let's discuss the key benefits of Community Builder program. So once you become a community builder, you have access to AWS experts, where you can talk with AWS employees who are very closely aligned to AWS products, that is services. Along with that, you also get access to webinars. There are some webinars which are exclusive for AWS community builders and AWS community folks. Then you are also eligible for Cloud Academy. That is one of the learning platform where you can use various trainings, like for getting certified, for learning a new skill. So these kinds of training, as well as there are some training sessions also which are available for you guys. So this is one of the very good benefit of the AWS Community Builder program. Now, as part of this program, you can showcase your expertise with AWS Community Builder badge that you get. So once you become AWS Community Builder, so as part of your swag, you get a badge, as well as there is a digital badge also that you can showcase and bring visibility to your profile, where people can understand that, yes, you are doing something into community from a developer perspective. And you should be the first to explore new AWS features and services. What I mean by that, suppose if there is a new service XYZ which is going to be released, or if there is an existing service XYZ for which a new feature is going to be released. So in that case, you as a developers are being provided an opportunity where you can go ahead and provide your inputs to I would say to AWS, that what is the things which are missing, what can be improved, what are the gaps, or you can also help them in some documentation, or you can help them let them know that where are the gaps in terms of the implementation. So these are all the opportunities that you're never going to get if you're not part of AWS community programs. So this is a very fantastic benefit that I believe, from which I have learned a lot. One benefit I would like to speak of is it is a global program. So once you join the Slack channel of AWS Community Builder, you can talk to thousands of folks who are all across the world. So your networking that you establish as part of AWS Community Builder is massive. So last to last year, I was running a live program where I used to interact with communities. I interacted with people from Singapore, from Malaysia, from Kenya, from France, from Germany. All this is possible because of this networking platform that you have, that is Slack channel, where you can interact with people. As well as many of my videos, I get ideas from the queries that user have. So we have a channel, technical channel or journal channel, where if you are implementing something in your organization and if you are stuck somewhere, you can write down your query. So someone from the community builder team, sorry, the program, one of the folks like us, he comes out and says that this is the problem I have already faced. You can try this thing to resolve this issue. So this kinds of collaboration also happens. So all in all, if I say this is a program, the key benefits is education. You learn a lot. The second is collaboration. And the third is networking. That is the best part from my perspective. Now, what's next? So eligibility and application process. So any individual who is 18 or older and passionate about building on AWS can apply to join the AWS Community Builder program. So once you fill out the application form on the AWS Community Builder's webpage, your application process has been started, and once you have been shortlisted, you would be notified about the same. Now, as part of eligibility, 18 plus is the one, and the other one is you should have some technical contents. But what kind of technical contents, you might be wondering? So this technical content could be, I would say, blogs. It can be some code that you have outsourced into the open source community, or you have created your own Git repo where you're sharing a lot of code, open source, showcasing your expertise. For example, if I have a GitHub repo on that, if I am running a tutorial series of Python on my YouTube channel, and over there, if I am posting 10 videos and I am providing all that code onto that GitHub repo, so that is kind of contribution that I can share with others, and people are leveraging out of it, and they are learning something new. So this is a kind of contribution. Then talks. So suppose if you are going to AWS community days and giving some technical talks over there, that is also a part of contribution that you can share with them. Now, if you have written any technical blogs on Hashnode, on Dev2, or on any other platform, so you can share that too. But just try to share those kinds of contribution which is in alignment with AWS. So it should not be like you are contributing those things which are not in alignment with AWS. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead. So once you join as a community builder, what happens next? So once you join, after that, you start collaborating with communities. You write good blogs, which helps other builders to learn something new. You give talks, you contribute to forums. It can be a Reddit forum, it can be Slack channels, it can be any kinds of platform where forums are available, where you can share your input. You can collaborate with the AWS team and other community builders, and you can provide feedback on AWS services and also create helpful content on AWS. There is a website named AWS Community where you can actually share your blogs. It is an official website from AWS where all the community folks share their blogs. So you can contribute over there also. Now, moving forward, so why you should join Community Builder program? The first thing is, if you want to have a visibility from a developer perspective, so this is the best program where you can share your technical contents, where you can share your technical work, where you can share your open source contribution or projects. And it also gives the visibility to your profile, where companies or recruiters actually understand that what kind of knowledge you have, and based on that, many a times you get offers in your mailbox. Instead of you searching for jobs, people are searching for you. If I give my example, I still have a lot of uh, recruiters reaching out to me based on the contribution that I show on LinkedIn, on YouTube. So these are all the technical contents that I learn and I share in public. So this is known as public learning. That is what, if you are interested in, this is the right program for you. It helps you learn and grow in the cloud space. That means that once you interact with people, you also read what work they are doing. For example, if you have joined the program and 10 people are posting that they have written this blog, if you go and start reading that blog, automatically you are learning something new in the cloud space, and it elevates your experience from 0 to a point that is more than 0, that is 0 to 10, 0 to 5. So that is one of the benefit because of which you should join a community builder program. And as I said, as a community builder program, you get exclusive access to webinars, trainings, and early insights into AWS services. That is a very good thing if you are passionate about cloud computing of AWS. And you can also earn prestigious AWS Community Builder badge and unlock special benefit. What kind of special benefit? One special benefit is, once you are selected, you will get a cool set of swags that will be sent directly to your house. Along with that, you get a free cloud certification. It can be a basic cloud certification, that is foundational. It can be an associate, or it can be a professional. You can select professional as well as specialty. So you also have a chance where you can upskill yourself. So they give you that platform where you can do that. Now, so these are the things those impact you as a community builder. Now, I would go ahead and share my screen, and let's talk about the application questionnaire that we have for AWS Community Builder. So let's go ahead. Okay. So let me go ahead and open this AWS Community. So this is the official page from where you have to go ahead and apply your applications. So over here, it is saying that this is available till 20th of January. And once you click on apply now, you have to log in with your builder's profile. Once you log in with your builder's profile, you can see this form. What exactly we have in this form? Let me show you. So in this form, you can see they have given you what exactly is the criteria. Over here they are saying you that this is for technical builders, people who are into tech, currently using AWS service, who is more than 18 years old, and who creates community contributions such as long form written and video content. Long form means you are doing a deep dive into a service instead of talking about that service for 30 seconds. That is, as per my understanding, it can be a YouTube short, or it can be Instagram, because it does not gives you end-to-end knowledge about that specific service. Then so this written and video content includes blog posts, videos, webinars, tutorials, etc., that help other AWS builders to learn something from you, from the content that you are creating. And it is saying in this application, you will be asked for links to existing public technical content or other community contribution that you have done in last 12 months. So I have seen some people, what they do is to apply for AWS Community Builder program, they immediately, once the application opens, they write 2 to 3 blogs and they go ahead and apply for this. And later on, when they are not selected, they come back to me saying that why I'm not selected. See, this is a program where your consistency is also being gauged. So if you are just writing a blog to enter the program, that does not showcases that you are aligned to share to community about what you're learning. You're not doing a public learning, I would say. So the best thing is keep on contributing. Suppose if you are if you are entering the application right now in January, you should be contributing 6 months before or more than 6 months. So if you have blogs, 1 or 2 blogs every month from last 8 months, it makes you a good contender for getting selected as a AWS community builder. Now, the blogs that you write, in that, one more thing I have seen that uh, 3.5 4 years before when I started writing blogs, at that time, trust me, ChatGPT was not there. So all the content that you see is raw content. So that is the kind of so those raw content actually it pushes you to learn it and then write it down in your words so that the people can understand from you and leverage your understanding and learning. But nowadays what people do is to enter into the program, they immediately go ahead to chat gpt, they say that this is the topic that I want to write upon, copy and paste. But you should also know that the way chat gpt has evolved and everybody's using it, the same way there are many tools which are there to check the plagiarism. What is plagiarism? So there are tools in which once your contribution are being fed, it can tell whether it is a chat gpt or ai generated content or it is your own generated content. So you should be aware of it before sharing this kinds of content, which will make your application weak. So you should not do that. Now, see, it is saying that we will not consider application with contents published within 4 weeks. I just covered this few minutes before. So people just do it when the application opens. So they are clearly saying, it is highlighted in bold, that with content published within last 4 weeks. So you should do it more than 5 to 6 months, I would say, because we are looking for builders with established patterns of helping other builders with their content. So they are looking for consistency. Now, if you do not have minimum of 2 community contribution in past 12 months, your application will not be accepted. So minimum contribution should be 2 or more. Social media short form forum posts are not considered as community contribution for the purpose of this application, because they are exclusively looking for builders. They are not looking for kind of content creators who are making short contents. If you do not meet this requirement, we encourage you to work on your contribution and apply to your program. So clear. So this time I don't think so people are going to have any questions, because it is very well documented over here that what exactly they are looking for. They are looking for builders. So that is one thing that is clearly been mentioned over here. So what I would do is I will go ahead and try to add few more folks, because when I'm talking, they might be able to give you more access to it. So just allow me a moment. Okay. So once you have read all this, it says that, do you meet the requirements as explained above? So now you know what they're expecting. Now, if you have a contribution, a consistent one, then you should go ahead and apply for it. Then you should select I meet the requirements. Next. Then, are you a part of any of this program? Suppose, are you a part of AWS Ambassador, Cloud Club Captain, Community Builders, or Heroes, or User Group Leader? So you can mention it over here. I am part of everything. I am part of most of them, but I will not select. I am just considering myself as a newbie who is going ahead and filling this application. So I will say I am not part of any of this program, and I will click on next. Are you an Amazon employee? It is not for Amazon employees, so I would say no. Then, are you an analyst or accredited member of the press? No. Then I will go next. Yes. So over here, you have to provide your preferred name, your preferred email address, and the company name. If you're working for any company, if you're not from a company, and if you're a student, you can write not applicable. And job title, if you are working, otherwise not applicable. So, and if you have applied for this program before, you have to mention them that, yes, I have applied it before. So they also know that they understand he has applied it before, and what changes you have done to your content or yourself, so that this time you are a good contender compared to the previous application that you have made. Now, in what country do you reside? This is very important. You have to mention this in which country you have to reside, because if you are selected, you are going to get a very good swag from AWS Community Builder program. So let me go ahead and start adding people on the left side, so that while I am going through the application, you can get more inputs. So let me welcome our other community builders and folks who are available here. So we have Sandeep Das, who is joining us today for the live session. We have Rishabh Kumar. So Rishabh Kumar is running a channel Learn to Cloud, as well as he's a AWS community builder. Sandeep Das is a AWS hero in container category, and he also runs a YouTube channel. A lot of content creators today. Then the next we have Piyush. So Piyush is again an AWS community builder as well as a YouTuber. Again, a lot of content creators. I am also the same. The only thing that stands me out is I have a lot of blogs also, and those kinds of contribution. So guys, I was just discussing with the audience that how to fill the AWS Community Builder form while they are applying to it as a newbie. So I am going through it, and meanwhile, if you have any suggestions that you would like to add upon what I am sharing, please don't hesitate to take over and share your suggestions. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
So before I go ahead, do you want to give your introduction, or we should do it later after
Okay,
completing the?
start with Piyush. Start with Piyush
Okay.
from the bottom.
Okay. I'll go ahead. Okay. So, hello everyone. My name is Piyush. I am AWS community builder for past 4 years, I guess. Um, so I have been like an active contributor of AWS community, not just with my YouTube videos, but through my blogs, through the community that I run as part of the Discord server, and through other various means. Right. I work as Google. I work at Google as a technical solution developer within Kubernetes realm. But yes, I still contribute to AWS community, and I create a lot of content on Azure. So anything related to cloud or DevOps, Azure, AWS, GCP, Kubernetes, anything around that area. So I create a lot of content on that. I have been in IT for 12, 13 years so far, and yeah, so that's all about me.
Okay, next
I guess
Rishabh.
that makes me next. Hi, I'm Rishabh. I run, as Dheeraj said, I run the Rishabh in Cloud YouTube channel, but also an open source project called Learn to Cloud. Apart from that, I work as a developer evangelist at Twilio, and I have been a community builder since 5 years now. I joined it in beta, and how I started with the community builders program is I was writing a lot of blog posts. um, it had been like a year when I entered cloud engineering as a role, and there was a lot of learnings that I found during my career within the first year or a year and a half, and that led me to document things that I was figuring out, and that led me to be a community builder. So that's a bit about me. Sandeep, you're next.
Definitely. So yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sandeep Das. I am senior cloud solution architect and DevOps engineer. Around 15-year experience now, and I've been AWS hero since 2020. I think it's 5 years now. Being AWS hero. And when is this? This community builder thing was happening. I was there. I was watching how the AWS enthusiasts uh, sharing their experiences, becoming someone from the crowd. I love that the entire process, and I'm seeing Piyush, Rishabh, and many others. I think it's a successful initiative. Yeah, that's all about our introduction. And I do run a YouTube channel with my name only, Sandeep Das, mainly AWS and DevOps content and other cloud contents.
Okay, so we have one interesting question. Who would like to take that from Divya Arora?
I think everybody can share their opinion. Start with Piyush.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
replied to that. Yeah, I think there shouldn't be any constraint. If sorry, I was looking at the other question.
Hmm.
She asked if women on break can also apply.
Yes,
So yes,
yes.
so if you are on career break, I don't think there is any constraint that would restrict you to not apply to this program. Um, Dheeraj already mentioned the main prerequisites for this program, like you should be an active contributor to the AWS community, and your content should be 6 months or older, and it should be consistent, and all other things that you have mentioned. And yes, so even if you are a student, even if you are a working professional or not working at the moment, you can still apply for it. So correct me, anyone, if I'm wrong.
No, absolutely.
It's all right. Yeah. And additionally, I will say there is a separate women group also. Like I think women in tech, right? Initially, there is. So you should also apply there. I think there will even there are opportunities if you are in a career break. I think there are opportunities where they will teach you and they will give you opportunities to apply to different work opportunities.
So
So
there is
that
this
also you should be.
restart program as well, right?
Yeah, restart
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just forgetting. Restart program you should apply. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. There
Divya,
will be a
check out
program for
the
restart.
restart program by AWS. I
Yes,
think that
restart.
is
Yeah.
what you are looking for.
Yes, yes. So let's move ahead. So let me fill some information over here for the time being. Preferred name, Dheeraj, email address. Okay. Company name not applicable. I am putting right now because many of the students apply. And have you applied to join the program before? Yes, I have. But right now, as a newbie, I would say no. And the country of residence would be India. Let's move next. So, do you consider yourself a member of underrepresented demographic in technology? Who would like to answer this question?
Yeah, I think it just means that you're from a small region or you're representing I think a smaller say group of people. Then I think yeah you should. For example, from say Nigeria, I will say, or maybe a more smaller country. There you're coming from that. From I have seen that from Indonesia, a lot of people newly join. From other Colombia, I have seen. So like any countries that doesn't have much of the stick people, and you are kind of that the initiative force which teaching you're teaching others, bringing that AWS knowledge to the community. Those kind of thing. Yeah, others can go ahead and share their knowledge in there also.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
first word describes it the best. If you like it's underrepresented group of people, very very small percentage given within the general population. So, a few examples you can already look at is women, Black or African American, Hispanic, indigenous, Native people, also military and people with disabilities. So if you know present any of those groups, feel free to click yes.
Okay. So, and it says that we strive to create and maintain a diverse community within AWS Community Builder program. How does your background bring a unique perspective to it? So, if you have any strong background, it can be a technical background or a community background. So, for example, if I am running a community, I can say that I have been running a community from last 2 years, and this is the amount of uh, meetups I have hosted. This is the kind of live session I have conducted. This is the kind of knowledge that I have shared or the workshop that I have conducted for students to learn AWS cloud. So these are the kind of contributions you can show. So based on whatever background you have, you can go ahead and update it over there. Now comes the most important part. If you are a tech guy, for sure you would know that what is the niche that you're targeting for. For example, these are the different kinds of niche like AI engineering, cloud operations, containers, data, dev tools, content, machine learning, network and content delivery, security, and serverless. So usually people who are working professionals, they would align more towards, as per my understanding, cloud operation containers and networking and security stuff, because those are the daily things which happens in company every now and then. That is one thing. But for the people who are getting started, I think for them the basic AI engineering, I think the kind of platforms that you guys have right now to explore, like AWS Party Rock, which is, again, for that you don't have to have a AWS account, that can be explored. And there are many more other tools also, like Amazon Q, that you can directly have it on your uh, Visual Studio Code. So that kind of things you can explore. So one comes in AI engineering, one comes in dev tools. Suppose if you are more into networking, what comes in networking? VPC, creating subnets, creating EC2 instances. So these are all networking. And front end web and mobile development is like we have Amplify and AppSync, where you can it is a console where you can go ahead and create your application. It can be a mobile application or the web application based on your requirement. So these are the kind of niche you can select, which is the one that you like the most, because it becomes easy for them to categorize people who are more focused towards a category. So I would tell you that at least pick one category which inspires you to keep on contributing. Don't pick a category where you will contribute today and tomorrow you will move to some other categories. So have one niche so that you interact with that people and grow your expertise more within that specific niche that you have. You guys would like to add something over here before we move ahead?
I think yeah, all good. Just based on your interest and not just your specialty. If you're whatever you're more interest or where you are, would love to create more contents on, that it should be your focus. Or whatever you're currently working on. It based on your personal expertise, you should be choosing that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move ahead. So I would say machine learning for now. So, and I will go next. Now, over the last past 12 months, how often have you contributed in the activities below? So they have categorized the activities that they are looking for. So if you are writing any blogs, you can mention that you have been writing any blogs. Now, what kind of blogs you should write? So I would suggest that write a blog which is having an in-depth knowledge about a specific use case or implementation. Let me give you an example of one of my blog that I have written, that I wrote before while this community builder program, for which I have a lot of views also. So you can see this is automate CloudWatch log group retention policy. So if I click on this blog, this is a real-time implementation where everything is very well documented, that how you create an AWS account, what kind of permissions are required, what is the Python code which you have to mention, right? And apart from that, there are other contents also which is available. So right now, I think, let me check my hash node profile if it is there. No, it's not there. Over there I would have shown you. So okay, just give me a minute, let me find that hash node profile. I have a good blog over here where you guys will understand it better. Let me sign in. Okay. I think today it is not. Okay, my email address was wrong. Let me try once again. Yes. So this is my hashnode profile. So this is a blogging platform where I started writing my blogs. Now I host my own website. But over here, if I show you the blogs that I have written, so these are the blogs that I have written. And over here, you can see the activities that has been performed for the year. So you can see that for how many months I have been contributing constantly. So this is the kind of contribution you should have if you are actually going ahead and sharing it with AWS Community Builder program, because that actually helps them to know what kind of contribution you have done. So I will give one example of a good blog where you can write a use case. So over here, you can see if you see from the architectural diagram, so this is the entire implementation that I have done. So this was one of the project that I had done in my office for one of my customer that I was working upon. So everything you see in this architectural diagram, I have made it by myself, and I have documented each and everything, that what kind of permissions you should have, starting from that, what code you should have, everything with the architectural diagram, what are the parameters, output. So this is done by using CloudFormation. So this is the kind of resource you should have, where everything is very well detailed. And if you put this document into plagiarism test, you will see that it is not going to say that this has been generated from AI, because this has been generated when the AI was not even accessible. So this is the kind of blog you should write, which actually makes you a good contender for becoming for the application. So that is one example. And apart from that, if you have been giving some talk, it can be a remote talk or in-person talk. So suppose if you have given a in-person talk, you might have that contribution listed on, I would say, meetup.com. If you are giving it physically, the people who are hosting you, they might have mentioned you over there. So whatever you are mentioning, it should have some link so that it can be cross-verified. Don't give those kinds of contribution which cannot be cross-verified, because it does not makes your profile strong. Now, hosting and organizing events or meetups. So if you host or organize, if you're part of meetup, by default you are a host or an organizer. So that is very well documented. So I don't think there is any gap over there. But apart from that, if you are hosting something which is not documented anywhere, I don't think so it will make more impact, instead of having a documented contribution. Now, the third one is answering AWS question online. So these are the different platforms like Slack, Stack Overflow, Reddit. So if you're contributing over here onto some problems that somebody is facing, suppose if somebody is saying that I'm implementing this cloud by using CloudFormation and I'm stuck here, what should be the solution? And these kinds of contributions, if you're giving back, you can actually go ahead and mention those kinds of contribution over here. And if there is any open source projects that you have been contributing upon, and if you are sharing any AWS insights on social media. So these are the topics on which you can say whether you have done it yearly once, weekly, or quarterly. But trust me, the more you move towards this side, that is monthly and quarterly, the more is your chances. And the more you move towards this side, for sure you would become a community builder if you have done those kinds of contribution regularly, on daily basis or weekly basis. So I would say my contribution was monthly for all of them. For this, for Slack thing, it was actually quarterly. Open source contribution was also quarterly, and sharing insights was weekly. Guys, you would like to add something before we move ahead? Any inputs on these kinds of contribution that needs to be filled? Anyone?
I think it's all good. Mainly, they will focus on the links and the work they have already done, right? I mean, these are parts, whatever your contribution in monthly, weekly, based on your own understanding, you should fill it. But you have to be careful when you're filling. So, what they should, I mean, not everyone should do, when you're contributing, you should have some central place of the links. Okay, maybe it's a spreadsheet, maybe it's a some content organizer, whatever it is. You keep every link, maybe the date and the link and the title, because when suddenly you have to fill this kind of forms, then you will get it very, very fast. Problem is that if you don't maintain, then you have to go back and check all the blog links, this and that. It takes a lot of time. Better to maintain from the beginning, just copy paste. That will be easier. That is, I thought.
Anyone else? Piyush, Rishabh?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, as Sandeep said, that the main focus is going to be the content that you'll share, and those are the two links. Also, don't feel like if you contribute technical blogs quarterly, and your frequency is less, that it'll not be that big of a factor if you're still, contributing into the community, because everyone's schedule is kind of different. But if you care about the community and you are sharing your knowledge, you'll get selected, given on the other criterias. Yeah, so don't try to lie saying that, oh, you're doing, daily contributions through your blog or, Stack Overflow. Be authentic, and be a genuine person. That's all.
Perfect.
Because
Perfect.
even one thing here, that sometimes people lie, okay? Because if you are saying that you are contributing daily, that means don't you have a job or something, or are you a student? Because they will see the job profile then. I mean, that's one good valid reason. They will try to cross check things. Okay, if you are a student and if you say, okay, I'm contributing daily, that makes sense because you have time. But if you're a professional, you should better do it either weekly or monthly wise. Okay, daily you should not have that much of time remaining. So that's one point to be noted. Okay, I think we have
So
Vishal
finally, we
here.
have the late Latif to join the stream. So welcome, Vishal, to the
So,
stream.
yeah,
How
I
are you
had a bad
doing?
internet today, so I could not connect earlier.
Anyways, so we are going to the AWS Community Builder application form. So while we are talking about it, if you want to add any point, please go ahead, take it over, and share your thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, I would say people should remain more active on social media, sharing their thoughts, sharing the insights about the services and things that they are learning. So that is one of the things that has helped me in my community builders
I
journey.
think your voice is breaking, Vishal.
Okay.
Okay, so I think there is one question. So guild, okay, good name. So is there some kind of baseline for how many contributions or blog post? So yeah, if we move ahead, they have mentioned that you only have to actually uh, provide them 2 to 3 contributions, not more than that. So I think it's in last or second last form where they have mentioned this query of yours, that how many contributions they are looking for, but minimum 2 contributions, as we saw in the first page. If I go to previous, if I open this form once again, I think over here they have mentioned that minimum of 2 contribution has to be submitted. Mm,
Yeah, I guess it's minimum is 2 and
yes,
maximum, I don't
see,
think there is a limit.
see, minimum of 2 community contribution in the past. I hope that answers your question. So let's move with the form. So the integrity of content by community is important to us. Here comes the plagiarism point that I was talking about. So they have already mentioned it. Yeah, okay. So integrity of the content created by our community is important to AWS. As such, we have zero tolerance policy for plagiarism, which includes text copied from generative AI tools such as ChatGPT. However, code generated from AI coding assistance is permitted. So what they're trying to say is, if you are making any open source contribution or technical contribution where you have used uh, AI supported coding assistants, which can be Amazon Q or which can be the other GitHub Copilot, that is okay. But if you are using writing a blog where you are copy pasting the entire content from ChatGPT, so that is a kind of plagiarism that they are not going to support. So you should be aware of it. And while you're filling the application, they are asking you first itself that do you certify, have you used it or not. So that's why I think Rishabh was saying that you have to be genuine. So your contribution has to be genuine. It is not the amount of contribution you are doing, it is the amount of genuine contribution you are doing. So I
It's a
would say
quality
yes.
contribution.
Yes.
I call it quality contribution, because see, in the internet or in the social media, there will be lot of content. But if you summarize what are the useful content, it will be only few. So what they're looking for, whatever you're contributing, is it something good for the community? Is it making someone's life better? That makes more sense. That adding more value. Okay, so try to be that, like, do this kind of content, or that kind of content.
And
So
like
so
it has to be authentic. I have seen when we give advice to someone, like be active on social media, start sharing your progress with everyone, or start sharing useful content with everyone. What most people do is they just copy someone else's post or someone else's content, paste it as it is, and then write a line at the down, credits this person, and then repost
Copy.
Oh,
or share. Yeah, so
Just
don't do that.
copy.
That's
I got it.
that's not what we
Yeah.
mean by being active on social media. That's not an active contribution. That's not even a contribution. So the way um, you should be providing value through your content, and it has to be authentic, it has to be genuine, written by you, or maybe you can take reference from someone else's work, but it has to be written in your own words without the use of AI, right? So quality over quantity always.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that, and also, yeah, references is fine because let's say okay, AWS comes out with I don't know a new feature within app service or not app service like Azure App Runner or AWS App Runner, I guess, is what I was going for. And we will be looking at their blog posts, everyone from who are on this chat, because that is the point of reference that we were given. So we'll go to either AWS Docs or AWS blog post and read more about it, try it out ourselves. But the opinions we'll share online will be our own, is what I think we're trying to say. Like, don't see someone else's, opinion and then just copy and paste it. I was not sure where Piyush was going with his thought process, and then I was like, okay, I know which like posts on LinkedIn you're talking about.
Yeah, because people, mostly focus on getting the number of followers, and they don't care if they are the meaningful followers or not, if they are meaningful connections. So there'll be people from digital marketing, there'll be people from advertising industry whose main goal on social media is to gain the followers. You are not one of those. You are here, that means you are one of the technical person, or you are one of the cloud enthusiast or DevOps enthusiast. So for you, making the meaningful connection, meaningful followers is really important. So that is why, like, make sure whatever you share has some value associated with it, and it is relevant to the community that you are sharing, not just any newsletter post or some e-lafda that's been going on to gain some follower. Don't do that.
Yep, yep. It's always quality over quantity. And also the word itself is community builder. Like you're here to build the community within the AWS ecosystem. Your goal is not to be, like the next, like I want to have 1 million impressions on my next tweet or my next LinkedIn post. That's not the goal. If that is the goal for you, you're gonna be, you're here for wrong reasons. I'm just gonna be straight.
That is one of the
Lightning
important
side.
point that I wanted to discuss, because over here we have to provide contributions, and what kind of contributions you should have. I wanted you guys to discuss that, because you all are community builders, and it's important for you to tell that. Uh, Thanks for sharing. I think Vishal, you are left to share your contribution. You were AWS Community Builder of the Year for 2023. So tell us what was the extra thing that you did, and what are the content that they are looking for and they appreciate more.
For me, it was more about the community contributions. I was a user group leader, so I was contributing more on user group sides. So if you have a chance to volunteer or do anything with the local communities, go ahead and contribute over there. You can give a talk, you can speak in the live sessions, and that's how you can contribute apart from the blogging in the rest of the things. That gives you added advantage out there.
Okay, thank you. So guys, over here, if we come to this form over here, you can share the links that you have available. It can be for your blogs, or it can be for your long form videos that you have created. And over here, they are asking, would you like to provide an example of something you have built using AWS service? So it can be anything. So for example, if you see this website of mine, I have actually built this website using AWS service, that is AWS Light Sale. So that is one of the example that can give over there, that this is the website that I have developed, which is live, where I'm hosting my blog. So that is one of the example that you can talk about with share it over here. But apart from that, it can be anything else also that you have built and which is helping people. Or it can be something also that you are consuming the AWS feeds and you are creating your uh, personalized news or personalized blog for your own reading, or some personalized content by using AWS services. So how you're leveraging your ideas into implementation, you can actually go ahead and share that as part of this field, which is optional. But I give you one example. So if you have built something, don't forget to share that in this optional field below. Okay. Anyone would like to share anything before I move ahead to the next one?
Yeah, I think the minimum of 2 links should be your best content out there. So it needs to be technical, but also some example of how it really helped the community. If you only have 2, I see that now you have the ability to have 4 links, which was not the case when I guess, applied. So yeah, the minimum 2 should be like really good pieces of content that you have contributed to AWS's ecosystem or services.
Thanks for Rishabh for adding that. So guys, after that, the next page is going to be to share your social media handles. So where you can share your LinkedIn, YouTube, GitHub, blog URL. If you have not, if you don't know what kind of blogs platform are there where you can host, so you can host it on Hashnode. So that is one of the blogging platform where I used to host my blog, but now I am doing it on my personal
There
website.
is one another
Dev2.
site actually called. Do you know the Substack?
Dev.to.
Do you guys know?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Substack. I mean, I was not aware of that before, but I think that also have nice tooling and features. You
Yeah,
can have
but
even
it's mostly
your
used for
subdomain.
newsletters. It's mostly for
Yeah,
newsletters.
yes,
Yeah,
it's
it's like
newsletter and
So
yeah,
guys, this
it's
is one of the blogging platform where you can create your profile free of cost, and you can also start writing your blogs. There are a lot of challenges also which happens over here. And once you become AWS Community Builder, Dev2 is the platform where your profile has been created, where you can contribute more. So they recommend this platform. So if you are doing it on Dev2, it is more better because I think they have some collaboration with Dev2. And the one that Sandeep is talking about is this one, that is Substack. So I have not tried it,
yeah, mainly for
but
newsletter.
yeah.
I also not tried it. I just exploring as a because many people actually utilizing that. Less maintenance, like it's free, it's on time. I think very less fee for your domain mapping. I was thinking that's what that kind of reasons, like less hassle, I would say, to maintain and all that. Kind of free.
Yeah, AWS has community.aws platform. AWS dot yeah community.aws can utilize that. It's official AWS.
that is
You
true.
can use.
It is opening just my blog. Let me open in this. One of my favorite is Hashnode for sure, because the way you can make customizations onto the blogs that you have, it is
Yeah.
really amazing. So Hashnode is one of the platform that you can actually look forward to post your blogs. It gives you a lot of leverage also, along with some AI integrations. So I think these are the 3 platform that you guys can look for, and that is how. But anyone wants to add more about Blue Sky? I have not tried this.
I think yeah, it's pretty new. I will say. I mean, it's just created profile, not much. How about you guys? Did you guys started sharing content there?
I every month or so, like I would log in because it's very new. It's not in
Yeah, it's
my
very new.
habit to open a tab, go to Blue Sky. I know as much as we saw Twitter or X being, people leaving Twitter or X. I still often go to Twitter and LinkedIn. Those has been like my go-to social media, I guess. Blue Sky is very early Twitter vibes though.
And it looks just like Twitter only. A
Yeah.
clone of Twitter. Yeah. Okay.
Has
Okay.
anyone used Threads? I also saw that they have Threads URL in
Yeah.
the.
I even forget the last time we
I
logged in.
started in the beginning, but then I thought it's just another social media platform to
Yeah.
spend our time on, so I uninstalled it and stopped using it.
I will
Fair,
say,
fair.
okay, there are different tools available in the market where you write your content once and you just automatically share that or post that. You can utilize that if you, I mean, I really don't want to maintain all the social media, get busy in that instead of writing actual content or useful content. Like focus on writing, use this kind of free or I think most of the tools are free. Just post there, it will share all across the platforms. You can utilize that one. Okay, just
But
Google about it, it'll
what
find.
what I
It's
feel is,
also
to be active on social media is like there are two things. Either you have a strong personal brand that you don't need to do any sort of engagement, just writing the post, or you have to do the active engagement, not just with not just with posting once in a day or like weekly. You have to engage on other contents as well. You have to be active on replying to other people messages as well. So that's why
Right.
I thought it would be too much of work if I just onboard another social
Yes,
media platform,
exactly,
and
yeah.
exactly.
I won't be able to actively contribute to it.
If we,
So that's why I've
yeah,
stopped using it.
and even if you even think about, I mean, I just only have active in two platforms, not anything else, only on LinkedIn and YouTube, not anywhere else. Just because of that reason, because it's too much hassle to manage and reply everywhere,
Yep.
and
True.
with my work pressure is beyond impossible. So I just put my hand only LinkedIn and YouTube. So you can focus on two. If you have your own team, and I think that's a different matter for big people, but you're starting fresh. It's you're the one man army. You have to do everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also very hard, like you said, it's also very hard to like grow another platform. Like if I start like let's say on Blue Sky or Threads, it's like you're basically starting from scratch. Of course, you'll bring some of your audience from other platforms when you mention, oh, I'm on Threads now. But then, as you said, you have to be active on that platform. You know, not just about posting, but also engaging with other content that is being shared, which I think us all can agree with our jobs, with our personal lives, and already being so active on YouTube and other social media platforms. It's another at this point it's another chore
True.
that you need to do, right?
Yeah, at this point, like we have to decide our priorities and if it is worth spending our time on or not. And I don't think it was worth it, so I stopped doing it.
There you go.
Absolutely, guys. So this is where, guys, you can mention your social media handles if you have any. It is not compulsory that you create all the handles and put it. The handles where you're active, where people can see that yes, you have been active from a long time. Just showcase that. Otherwise, just for a community builder application, if you open a new, they will also see that you are not active. Then why you are contributing it over here? So keep
There's
the
one
ones which are
very good
active.
question.
Yeah.
One very good question came from Developer Guild. I don't know who is this guy, but ask a very good question. You can highlight that one. Last question.
Okay.
Highlight that one. Okay. So if you write good content, but if it's still not reaching many people, like we do not have many followers, does it matter, or do we need to be famous and popular bloggers, YouTuber like you? Okay, I will say, okay, I will say that because when I started on LinkedIn, I had 10 followers. Okay, maybe Dheeraj, Vishal, those are the guys from that years, and my views are only 40 views, 50 views, not more than that. If I would have ever felt that okay, like not happening, I don't have followers, stop doing that. I don't think I would have ever reached that 1 million followers on LinkedIn itself and millions of views per post. Okay, that would have been impossible. But that have been possible because I didn't care about that. If it's 1 million, okay, if you focus on number, you will be stressed out too much. So don't focus on the numbers. Instead of that, you focus on keep doing it, because if you keep doing it, it doesn't matter you have 1 follower, 1 lakh follower, 10 lakh follower, it will not affect your mind. Don't be that person who's affected by the numbers. If you keep doing it, you'll see the number reaching beyond your imagination. But if you keep on focusing on the number, you'll be just downing yourself. So remember that one, whoever thinking that way.
So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, for that Manish Parihar, I think he's the guy who is the developer guild. So in short, when I contributed for community builder on Hashnode, I was not even having 50 followers. So it's not about followers, it's about the content that you're writing. And guys, I want you to tell that what kind of content they should write, because what I have been seeing that nowadays some people run it as a promotion also, that you can become a community builder if you join us or something. But and people start creating blogs which are very basic. They will create blog like how to create an ec2 instance, what is ec2 instance. So as a developer, what kind of blog they should write, give your inputs. I think that is more important, so that they would understand that what they need to write about, because writing basic blogs is not going to help them crack the application.
Yeah, I think I can share a bit on, like, I loved how Sandeep shared, like, his journey. I think I want to go back to that question and then give suggestions on what should be your content. Um, I wasn't a YouTuber when I became an AWS community builder. I only had 5 or 6 blog posts. They were all obviously AWS focused. So written content, like I to this day love writing content, whether it's technical blog posts or documentation. YouTube happened like 2 or 3 years later, when I became a community builder. So yeah, you don't have to be famous. You don't have to be influencer to be a community builder. Yeah, my only contribution was either attending meetups or writing blog posts, and that was about it. And that was also, I would say, 60% because of my job. Because I was a cloud engineer working with AWS. I would find bugs and stuff, talk about those on different like meetups or communities like Stack Overflow. And then if there is no like solution already out there, that's what I would write the blog post about. So the suggestion, and this was given to me by one of my mentors at that company, like a senior engineer, is like, if you cannot document it in like the company's wiki and it's something like that company is not directly affected, still write about it in your personal like journal or somewhere, because it'll happen again and you'll spend the same amount of time researching, oh, how did I fix it the first time? And the amount of times I have reread my own blog post is like multiple times I have gone back to my own blog post to see, oh, how I've like found this issue in the first place. The reason I made them public is you help others with that. So if you are having a specific issue, I don't know, with your SSH key for AWS instance, there's a highly likely chance there are at least 10 other people who will be on the same boat as you. And if you can help, focus on the small numbers first. If you can help at least one person, that you made their life easier for that day. And that is all about, being involved in the community. This is what community building is. And Sandeep started it, at the same stage as we started. Dheeraj started at same stage where he had maybe 10 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Same is with Piyush, same is with Vishal. So don't focus on being an influencer. I know it is a shiny world. it feels, you might feel like, oh, these people are sitting in front of these cameras with cool lights and stuff. It is fancy world, but like, we are not here for that. We are not here for those reasons. We all started to help people at some point, and it just grew itself. I think your content should help someone. So focus on even your day-to-day life. If you build something that, I don't know, if you build some home automation with AWS service and it helps your life, write a blog post about it. I'll stop yapping now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you made really valid points. So I totally agree with what Rishabh said and what Sandeep said. So, your content should add some value. Like if you are just writing basic blog post about what is EC2, what is SSH key pair, that won't help anyone, because there are thousands other blog posts or thousand other post notes that's already been available. So yes, but there is, let's say, a new vulnerability in SSH that just been recently discovered. So yes, you can write about it. You can write about the remediation, mitigation, and how to proactively detect those vulnerabilities. That you can do that. Or if there are some use cases that you have implemented, like Rishabh gave an example of home automation that you did, anything. Like my personal journey with blogging also started the same way, like Rishabh mentioned. You are saying like if we are not famous or you would not have many followers, so but not everyone will have, like not everyone, no, it's not a valid point, but not even a single person has thousands of followers when they start. You gotta start
Exactly.
from there, right? And when you
Zero.
start from zero followers in any social media platform. You start from zero, you start sharing the content, you start sharing what you think would be valuable, and then you grow over the time. So every journey starts from there, even if it's LinkedIn, Twitter, medium.com, blog.to, YouTube, any platform, any social media platform. You have to show up every day. You have to provide value every day. That's only when people start engaging with you. That's only when people start reading about your blogs or what you have to say. Otherwise, so yeah, as Sandeep mentioned, don't focus on numbers at this stage. If you are just starting out, focus on delivering the quality content. And that's because that's in your control, that's in your hand. Providing valuable content, getting x number of followers or x number of subscriber, it's not in your hand. It's the goal that is beyond your control. So don't try to control something that you cannot, right? Try to control something that you can, which is showing up every day. So that's what I would say.
Okay. So
Well
I
said.
think Vishal is breaking up. That is the reason he has mentioned in the message. Vishal, are you connected now? Or you want me to share your message that you have shared?
I
Okay, he
saw,
doesn't.
yeah, I was gonna say I see him frozen.
Yeah. So what
It's
Vishal
fine,
was
fine.
trying to say that instead of writing basic blogs, write use case based content instead of so that it can be easily available on internet, because many people write the basic things. For that, the official documentations are already available. Suppose if you write what is EC2 instance, AWS himself has published what is EC2 instance. So writing your blogs is not going to make a difference. But if you write something unique about EC2 instance which is not available anywhere on the blog, that's what makes the difference. So I gave
Okay.
you one example of this blog, which is a real-time use case, right? Sometimes before that,
Here
about
also I'll give you example. Okay. When I was actually think from your own perspective. Okay, you are working with AWS on technologies. For example, ECS. Okay, when I was working with ECS, I didn't found a single proper resource on ECS. Honestly, I mean, I was trying to pick some, linking of some SVCs and all that, and some, advanced mapping, and I say, where is the content? Like I studied for 20 hours plus. Then I found, okay, I have to put a zero as a dynamic code mapping. Then I have to do it. I thought, okay, let's make content on that, and that content was hit content in the channel. So if you're facing a problem that is not available anywhere, and you think that can make a difference, that is your break point. That can be your biggest break. That can be your biggest opportunity. So try focusing on that kind of stuff.
so
Now,
Yeah.
another great question, guys. Who is going to take that question?
I can take that.
yeah.
Oh, sorry, Sandeep, go ahead. You
No, I was,
said
I
it
was, I
first.
was going to say, I was going to say, you guys answer that. So go ahead, go ahead.
Um, it's tricky. It is tricky. So for non-technical person, can you be an AWS community builder? It depends on what you mean. So like different people have different meanings for non-technical. If you understand AWS services, if you have some kind of experience with any of the AWS services, so for example, Amplify, you know, some people, because it's a low code kind of solution, it started as a low code kind of solution for hosting with their other offerings, which I shouldn't mention because they're deprecated now. People were, they could easily like onboard onto that because you just had to either provide your GitHub profile or GitHub repo, and you could host different kind of code bases. And there were also like drag and drop options, and a lot of things were happening that you didn't need to be like very technical technical. But again, because I mentioned GitHub, you would argue that, hey, I don't know what GitHub is because I'm non-technical. So I think it depends. So given your username, one cloud helper, I'm gonna guess you know about cloud computing and you know about AWS and you know about different services, how they can be used. But if it's not strictly technical, like the examples that Dheeraj showed, or the example that Sandeep was talking about, ECS, like, yeah, you don't have to be an expert because we all start somewhere. Like, I became a community builder only after like a year of experience in cloud engineering. I wouldn't consider myself an expert to this date, but saying that, I was only familiar with like core AWS services, so like EC2, VPCs, subnets, CloudFormation, Route 53, and DynamoDB. That was my extent of knowledge of cloud computing. But I still was a community builder because I could talk about these technologies through my own perspective. And that is also what I wanted to mention in the previous answer is, yeah, don't focus on basic content, because I don't none of the other people want to see like another hello world in Python and host it on EC2, because that has happened like thousands of times. There's already a lot of content out there. But if you can bring a certain perspective, so one of the blog posts that I didn't want to write, but I did write, was understanding Docker as an 11-year-old with Legos. I didn't want to write that, but then I'm like, okay, let's write it. See, the amount of feedback that I got for the blog post, that it has helped them understand Docker in like a different manner, is like, I'm just thankful for that. Okay, I hit publish. The reason why I say that is, again, understanding Docker, there are a lot of resources out there. There's Docker's own documentation. There are millions of blog posts on how Docker works. But the thing is, there was nothing that existed comparing it to like Lego. So do your research. If you have because everyone learns differently. Like Sandeep here has a lot of experience. Dheeraj has a lot of experience. Even Vishal and Piyush, they're way more experienced than me in IT and technology. The way they will understand things, it's gonna take them at least maybe like 1 or 2 minutes to grasp the underlying technology that you might be talking about, ECS or EKS, right? For me, maybe it'll take a day or so to understand a new service, but then it might, like, learning style is different to Sandeep's. My learning style is different to Piyush. My learning style is different to Dheeraj. The way I understand things might be different. Maybe I love only animations and I love learning through cartoons. Nobody knows that. So if you're bringing a different perspective on an already covered topic, again, do your research. Don't just spend 2 days writing a new blog post that already existed somewhere. Do your research, and if you can bring new perspective, go do that. But you'll see the key theme here is, again, value. So if you're bringing someone value, even if it's 10 person, even if it's 1 person, in some of people on these panel, the case is like millions of people they're bringing this value to. It's gonna happen one day eventually. If your vision is correct, if underneath you're like a good person and you only care about educating people, you'll get the numbers too. But I think all of us were non-technical at some point. You definitely, based on the application's like language, I'm coming back to the non-technical person question now. Based on the language that is in the application itself, I would say you need some kind of understanding of how these services work and how you have contributed to the ecosystem. But as I said, like, non-technical term can be like, it has different meaning to different people. So if you could be more elaborative in your next question, because your username is kind of throwing me off. It says one cloud helper, so I'm guessing you have some kind of cloud knowledge.
Okay.
He has.
That,
Don't worry.
that's,
I know him.
yes. He's Desh Deepak. He's from AWS user group Nepal. So maybe he was asking that question in perspective to the other learners who are joining their community to learn more about cloud computing. So that was a very good and detailed answer. So guys, we have 5 more minutes before we close the live stream. If you have any questions, please drop in. And if after that also, if you have any questions, you are familiar with all the faces, reach out to us on LinkedIn or some other platform where you find us reachable, and we are happy to answer any queries if you have. So for 5 more minutes, guys, for you available to have more queries that can be answered, because I can do it for 1 more hour. Unfortunately, I have to leave. A guy, a guy is waiting for me, a Google guy. So I have to be there on time.
And
So
Dheeraj, don't remember. I
one
mean,
more
earlier
question.
days we had bachelor guys. Okay, we had. I
Uh,
mean, I done 4 hour continuous session,
hmm.
but now we have families and a child. Everyone, I think, except I think Rishabh. But
So
I know
next
you
question
have
have
a
a
is,
wife.
wife.
yeah.
Yes, but don't
So
have a
next,
child. That's right. So
so
you'll
next
become
question.
more busy
Yeah.
on that time. Yeah, sorry, go
The
ahead.
next question is AWS certification required? No, it's not required, and it's not mandatory. If you are having it, it's well and good, but it is not required. And we have one more question. Let me bring them up. That is,
That's a beneficial, I will say, because
but
if you are certified and you have the good technical content, it just kind of leverage you a bit. Because if you're in a group of say 10 people and you are a
hmm,
person or another person has a certification, you will get a
hmm,
preference because they will
hmm,
have a presumption you know something about AWS than the rest of the people. Then the interview process or say the selection questions go, they will ask questions, like your certification, they will just close their eyes and then hire they will kind of ask you hard question, experience related. If you can answer that, because a certificate can get me dump also, right?
yeah.
But you will get a benefit. Okay, benefit of doubt, you will get a benefit. But you have to have possess the proper knowledge also to pass through that gate. Okay.
Okay. I think that that answers the question, that it is a added advantage. In short, if you are having it, so suppose if 10 people are having 10 good blogs, and if you are having a certification, that is kind of extra thing that you have onto your plate. So one more question. What kind of enhancement does AWS Community Builder program do to one's profile, and what other doors does it open even related to AWS programs? So if I give my example, I started as AWS Community Builder. Without that program, I wouldn't have been a blogger, a YouTuber, a AWS user group leader, or AWS ambassador. So there are a lot of avenues that you have. So I don't think so there is one door which opens. There are multiple doors which opens for you in terms of opportunity. Not only personal, it can be professional also. Today, if I showcase my profile, whenever you apply for a job, the one thing that they check of yours is the LinkedIn profile, right? So when I started my 3 4 years before, I was having around 500 connections, but today I have a LinkedIn family of 13,000 plus people. So this is a kind of gradual growth that you get with this. I will leave it up to other guys to add upon it.
Yeah, I think, yeah, for me too, like I would say at least the YouTube kind of
Cloud,
journey.
the kind of strategic member.
Oh, Sean, are you back? No. Okay, I'll keep talking. Um, yeah, I think for me at least, yeah, like Dheera, you mentioned, so like for me, the YouTube kind of journey started, as being a community builder, and um, once I became a community builder, I was like, okay, this is I like talking, I like making videos, I like educating people. Let's do YouTube. Why not? And it grew to whatever it is now. We have an amazing community, thanks to all of you. But I know at least one person who got a job as software engineer, but with the cloud, you know, specialty and DevOps specialty, at a really good company, whereas he was working as a field technician before. The only reason he kind of stood out is because he's like, oh, I'm a community builder for AWS, and it, like the interviewer was kind of impressed, or the hiring manager, and they're like, yeah, we'll have you for an interview. And the first question they asked is, tell us more about the AWS Community Builder program, because they were not aware of what this is. This was pretty like 2021, I would say. So yeah, I think it definitely brings certain. It all also comes down to like personal experiences. Like for me, personal experience might be different with the community builders than what Dheeraj has, what Piyush has, what Sudeep or Vishal has had. But it definitely brings like some kind of positive uplift or enhancement into your career. Those were my examples.
Yeah, that's true. I had the similar experience where whenever I used to go for interview, I haven't interviewed in past 3 4 years, but before that, whenever I used to go for interview, they definitely point out the community builder program, what it is, how I got involved, and what value do I add. So it adds a lot of value. Plus, the way I see it, let's think about, like, let me put myself in the shoes of an interviewer or the hiring manager. I'm hiring someone, I'm interviewing someone, and that person is a AWS community builder. So when I would see their contribution to the community, to the people that they don't even know, without expecting in return, what if I bring in that person in my team? What value can that person add within my team? That person is teaching or sharing his knowledge across the group, on the world wide web, without asking anything in return. Now when I'm hiring that person and when I'm paying them to do the job, how much value they can add to the team, how much upskilling that they can do within the team, and how much knowledge transfer sessions and all those things would happen. So in an end, it's a win-win situation for everyone, like for the person who is a community builder and the person who is hiring a community builder. It's sort of win-win situation for both.
Well said by
Definitely.
Piyush on that. Yes.
Dear, you're muted. Your lips are
Oh
moving.
yeah.
Okay, so that answers the question. I think those are all. One last question before we close it, which is about job openings. So I think Piyush was saying something. Piyush already answered a half of bit of that. So it is not a portal which is going to open a job opening for you, to be honest. It is there for your upskilling, personal upskilling, professional upskilling, but it is not a job portal. So if you are thinking that this is a forum where I should join to get a job, this is not a forum. This is a forum where you can do public learning. If you guys want to add something, please go ahead. That's my bit.
Yeah, it helps you getting your resume shortlisted. Sometimes you would get some preference over other candidates because it's sort of a volunteering experience, and it's sort of empowering the community that you are doing, without doing the actual work, right? Other than that, like, yes, having a community builder doesn't guarantee you a job even at AWS or any XYZ company. It
Yes.
just, you will get some preference, you will be asked a lot of questions about it, and when you provide the well structured answer, you will definitely see some good feedback on that.
And
So
okay,
yeah.
there is one way. Okay, there is one way to actually get the job as a community builder. See, the contribution, if you keep doing it, and in the group, I think there is a common group where you can keep sharing the things and post on LinkedIn area what you're doing. Okay, basically you are getting closer to heroes, other senior engineers. Now, if you share very good content, very useful things, you will get an opportunity to work on different contracts. For example, I am observing this guy was doing very good job as a community builder and all. Okay, I can know that, I can see. I might not interact that much, but I can see that. And if, for example, particular project come that you have been working on, you're sharing your knowledge, I will definitely go to you and say, "Are you available?" I have been doing that from a long time. He doesn't know that. So whenever I come opportunity, I'm always overflowing the opportunities. Okay, so I come to, I have the opportunity, then I reach out to people who I see is active and sharing his knowledge on. Then I just pass on that offer. So there are many people like me and many other people who have this kind of situation. You can come into good eyes if you keep doing what you're doing. Okay, sharing the knowledge and doing some unique things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yes. Go ahead, Rishabh.
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna say, yeah. I think it won't directly give you jobs. Like if you say I'm a community builder, don't expect an offer letter kind of situation. It is another talking point for sure during your interviews. Like Pew said, if it is on the resume, and we're only 3,000 people, I think. There are 3,000 something community builders, right? And you invite me way less within your region, within your country kind of situation. We saw that with the certifications, right? So early 2015s, 2016s, if you had an AWS Solutions Architect certificate, your value in the market was very good. Like if you have that on your resume was going to be shortlisted, and it was another talking point during your interview. Of course, you have to clear the interview, right? So like you still need to be technical. I see AWS Community Builder the same way. So because with certifications now, it is very competitive. Like everyone, I believe, who is in cloud, everyone has a certification, some sort of, but not everyone has the community builder tag as of now. So I think it is like an enhancement, as the previous person said, just another talking point for you to apply.
Thank you, Rishabh, for sharing that. So I think we have answered most of the questions. So thank you so much, guys, for joining it and making it an interactive session where people were able to ask their questions in terms of community builder queries, because I have been getting a lot of queries on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp. So I thought this is the right forum where I can bring in experts like you, community builders who are there from 2 years, 4 years, AWS Hero, AWS Community Builder of the Year, to share their thoughts. So thank you for joining, and thank you guys for attending this live session and asking your questions and getting it clarified. So I hope you get value out of it, and let's go ahead and end this stream, and have a great day ahead to all of you.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank
for
you,
now,
Dheeraj,
guys.
and it was
Thank you,
amazing
everyone.
talking to
Everyone.
everyone. Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Great seeing you
Bye,
all.
guys.
Bye bye.